My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Every week, we break down full UFC fight cards, giving you our picks, our bets, and our fantasy plays. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. This video is brought to you by BETU Play to Earn. It is the world's first online play-to-earn sports and esports betting game. Check it out now at betuearn.com. That's bet, the letter U, earn.com. Next up, at UFC Vegas 48, as I was doing this intro, I just immediately looked at you on my screen to see what creep thing you were doing.
We're all professionals. Let's clean it up and be professionals. Come on.
Sure, we are all professionals.
Come on.
Next up, at UFC Vegas 48, we have Jessica Rose Clark versus Stephanie Egger. Jessica Rose Clark, 11-6 overall, coming off of that really nice grappling win. Stephanie Egger, 6-2 overall, 4-1 in her last 5, with the only loss being to Tracy Cortez. Jessica Rose Clark is coming off of that solid win over Jocelyn Edwards, where she had 5 takedowns. She's a really good striker. She has legit power. She's more of a boxer than a kickboxer, but she can be deadly from anywhere on her feet. She can be nasty inside the pocket. She throws with bad intentions. And until her last fight, we really hadn't seen much wrestling out of her, but it is very clear that she's a capable grappler. She's comfortable in those exchanges, and she's comfortable grappling. Stephanie Egger has solid power, and sloppy but effective takedowns. She marches forward. She looks to tie you up and work from there. She will typically hold you against the cage or like try to muscle you to the ground. If Stephanie can get into a rhythm with her striking and keep Jessica at bay, avoiding the takedowns, I could see her winning. I can see her winning by playing the outside, maybe hold her against the cage every now and then. I can see Stephanie winning. If you watch Stephanie Egger's fight against Tracy Cortez, she was basically dominated with just traditional lower your level, take a shot wrestling, which we now know that Jessica Rose Clark has in her back pocket. It's a hard call to make. I do think these odds are wide. I do not think Jessica Rose Clark should be a minus 190 favorite, a 2-1 favorite. I don't think she should be. I do think that if she comes out, she wrestles first, follows that Tracy Cortez game plan, but mixes in some of that striking, she could look like that 2-1 favorite. So I like Jessica to win. She's got more tools to win. But the reality is Stephanie Egger is super live. Her striking is very, very good, and she's much better than this 2-1 underdog status. So this is probably a perfect plus 3.5 bet situation for Stephanie Egger. I think it goes to a decision. I think Stephanie Egger can absolutely take one round, and that's a bet that you could probably cash. wewantpicks.com/bets. We have 5 partners. BetOnline is the one partner that allows you to buy a round on the judge's scorecard, and that might be a bet worth making on Stephanie Egger. Jakey boy, but again, Clark is my pick. Jakey boy, what are your thoughts?
Jess, this message is for you. I hope you had a great Valentine's Day. You didn't show up to dinner. I sent you those reservations, but I assume something came up. It's fine. I know it's fight week. You got a lot going on. I did sit there for 2 hours, just so you know. But it's fine. It's fine. You are my number one. You know me. You're my number one, and that's why you're going to win this fight. Jessie Rose Clark is going to win this fight. Jess, just copy and paste the Tracy Cortez game plan. I'm glad you brought that up. What worries me in this fight is Jess. She did grapple in her last matchup. We hadn't seen that. And it was like the most boring fight in the world. And she got absolutely thrashed online. I was in there just trying to defend her. Leave her alone. Leave her. Don't talk to her like that. But it was a boring fight. And the way that everyone reacted to that fight, and she was like, you know what? I'm sorry. That's the first time I wrestled. I was just trying to control positions. I wanted to win the fight. I'm worried that she's going to go away from the grappling now. She's like, I worked my whole camp in wrestling. That's what worked. I won the fight. But with all that blowback, sometimes it can get in your mind and you don't want to be that boring fighter, right? So I'm worried that she's not going to go to the grappling. Even if it goes to the striking, I think that she can still win the fight because that is what she's originally known for, is a kickboxer. So take the Tracy Cortez game plan. Just do that. Get her to the ground because Stephanie Egger is somebody with good judo. I think she was like a judo gold medalist and some whatever. I think she won some grappling match, but she's kind of a judo person that doesn't really know how to wrestle and isn't really good at jiu-jitsu. So I think you just take the Tracy Cortez game plan. By the way, Tracy, hey, how you doing? Copy and paste that, get her to the ground, dominate the fight. So there is one tidbit I will add on this, and this is just I'm sharing this as information. I'm not trying to be weird. I respect these women and what they do. What you got to listen for in this fight is if you hear Jessica Rose Clark yelling out alfalfa. Okay, that's a code word. What that means is it means that there's some wardrobe malfunctions happening. So if you are not paying attention to the fight, you hear alfalfa being yelled from Jessica Rose Clark's corner, it might be time to watch the fight. Something crazy might happen. That's my advice to you guys. And Jessica Rose Clark, Jessie Jess is my pick.
What?
That was their code word. Apparently, the Venom kits are not very supportive of various avenues and areas. So her corner had a code word to if something were to happen wardrobely with the Venom kits, she would hear alfalfa and she would know, okay, something is failing. So that's what you got to listen for.
Super useful.
I mean, that's got to be the most useful information that the chat has ever heard.
Are you?
And I mean that. I'm not trying to be I'm just sharing. I'm the messenger. So I'm just the messenger.
Okay. Well, are you going to put Jessica Rose Clark in your DraftKings lineup?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
$8,600 is interesting because, like I said, I think this is so much closer than the odds. So much closer than the odds. So I do like Jessica to win.
Where is Stephanie better? Judo.
Striking.
No.
I think she's the better striker. Absolutely. If she manages range,
she's judo.
If she manages range, I would argue she's the better striker.
You're being disrespectful.
Okay. Anyway, so I do think the odds are wide. $8,600 if she wrestles is absolutely worth every penny. Absolutely. If she doesn't, could be a little tricky. Monkey knife fight, probably more. I think this is the decision. I think it's back and forth. I think both of these women just let their hands fly. What do you think?
Yeah, I keep thinking I'm saying more to every fight, but yeah, I think this is more as well.
Yeah, I think this card may be rife with decisions. So yeah, that's probably more. And again, I do like the plus 3.5 bet on Stephanie Egger because I think she can take a round. I really do think she can take a round, especially if we don't know if Jessica's going to wrestle or not. So Jessica may come out round one striking, lose that round, then say, okay, all right, let me go to some wrestling and then take over from there. So we'll see. But I'm on Jessica Rose Clark.